Hey everyone, welcome. If you're a grade 12 student or maybe a parent trying to navigate that incredibly complex jump to higher education in Tamil Nadu and across India, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today's explainer is all about career navigation after grade 12. We're going to really dig into how to evaluate your future university home. We'll be looking at NIRF rankings versus the actual reality, NAAC scores, internshala, and how to land those crucial first-year internships.
Welcome, viewers, to Bodhi Unified Flow. Here we simplify complexity and amplify performance.
So, here's our agenda for today. First up, NIRF rankings versus reality. Second, NAAC scores and quality. Third, we'll cover first-year internships and internshala, and then we'll wrap it all up with a summary and conclusion. Let's get to it. Okay, so what are you actually going to get out of this session? Well, my goal is to move you from just passively consuming educational marketing to becoming an active, informed decision maker. We are going to demystify the NIRF 2025 and 2026 ranking metrics and realities. You'll understand the NAAC evaluation criteria, including the new 2025 binary accreditation. Plus, we'll learn how to navigate the internshala ecosystem for early career intervention, and I'll even give you a 7-day action plan for landing your very first internship.
All right, Section 1, NIRF rankings versus reality. Let's pull back the curtain on the National Institutional Ranking Framework. So the NIRF framework is actually built on 5 main pillars. You've got teaching, learning and resources, research and professional practice, graduation outcomes, outreach and inclusivity, and finally, perception. Now you might think, hey, teaching must be the most important factor for a student, right? Actually, scratch that. The data tells a very different story. The research and professional practice metric, which is all about publication volume and patents, heavily dictates a university's overall national prestige. Basically, schools that dominate in research, well, they tend to dominate the top ranks.
And let me tell you, that competition is literally fiercer than ever. Just think about this staggering number, 14,163. That is the massive amount of institutions that participated in the NIRF 2025 cycle. With this huge expansion, holding on to a rank is incredibly tough. In the super volatile 51 to 100 rank band, a tiny 3 to 6 point drop in an institution's overall score can cause them to plummet 30 to 40 positions. It's wild.
Now, because churning out research has become such a huge driving force for rankings, we're seeing what's called the 2026 recalibration. This is a real game changer. For the very first time, NIRFS is introducing a negative scoring mechanism. Yep, a retraction penalty. This will actively deduct points for retracted research papers, and it'll even punish something called citation contagion, which is when faculty cite those retracted papers. So this is a massive shift designed to crack down on unethical research volume and actually reward genuine academic health and integrity.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, there is often a stark contrast between a college's marketed prestige and its actual institutional reality. Since rankings directly drive admissions, a whole cottage industry of rank coaching has popped up. Some institutions engage in things called affiliation hygiene audits to artificially inflate their scores, or they might even misfile capital expenditures as recurring academic spending to make their resources look better. So that top rank you see on a giant billboard, it might reflect clever data management just as much as actual teaching excellence.
But hey, don't worry, you are absolutely not powerless here. The key is to look way beyond that shiny numerical rank. Colleges are now mandated to make their data capturing system, or DCS sheets, publicly available on their websites for 3 whole years. If you really want to cut through the data manipulation, go download those sheets yourself. You can verify the real faculty-student ratios and the actual median salaries of placed students. Take the power back.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, NAAC scores and quality. If NIRF tells us how a college compares to others, NAAC answers a more fundamental question. Is this institution quality certified? So the NAAC evaluation looks at 7 core criteria. Let's break down what these actually mean for your day-to-day life on campus. Curricular aspects tells you if the syllabus is flexible and actually relevant to the industry. Teaching learning reflects your daily classroom experience and the quality of your teachers. Infrastructure measures the physical stuff, your labs, IT, and library. And student support tracks the safety net for your career growth, like your placements and alumni networks. Every single metric here translates into a tangible, real-world part of your college journey. Now, how do they bring all this together? It's highly mathematical. The NAAC's cumulative grade point average, or CGPA, uses a specific calculation formula. It takes the weighted scores of all those 7 criteria we just talked about. It sums them up and then divides them by the total weightage to generate a final score on a 4.00 scale. So it's a very rigorous mathematical approach to putting a hard number on educational quality. But hold on, because the landscape is actually shifting as we speak. We are moving away from the old NAAC system, those granular letter grades like A++, A+, and B, and shifting to the new 2025 binary accreditation system. This new system simplifies everything into a super straightforward baseline. An institution is either accredited or not accredited. The whole idea here is to stop colleges from hyper-competing over tiny fraction differences in their CGPA and instead establish a strict, undeniable baseline of quality. Of course, once an institution gets that basic binary accreditation, they don't just call it a day. They strive for maturity-based graded levels, or MBGL for short. These levels rank from level 1 all the way up to level 5, and they demonstrate a much higher level of institutional maturity. This is absolutely crucial if you're a student aiming for international recognition or planning to transfer to a foreign university later on. These MBGL levels are fast becoming the new gold standard for global academic trust. All right, Section 3, First-Year Internships and Internshala. We've talked extensively about where to study. Now let's talk about how to succeed from day one. Let's talk about a massive number. Over 300,000. That's the sheer volume of internship opportunities available every single year on Internshala. In the modern job market, just relying on your degree brand? No way, that's not going to cut it anymore. We're facing this employability paradox, where students graduate with lots of theoretical knowledge, but lack practical competency. Early-stage internships aren't just extracurriculars anymore, guys. They are absolutely career essential. So how do you actually start building your profile as a first-year student? You might be thinking, I don't have any technical skills yet. Well, Internshala offers these great low-stakes entry points, and many of them are work from home. You could jump into sales and marketing to learn people management. You could try content writing to figure out storytelling and SEO, or dive into social media marketing, handle interview coordination and HR, or if you like coding, take on some stream-independent web or app programming tasks. These roles are super accessible and let you build a verified track record right out of the gate. Now, to actually land one of these gigs, you need a game plan. So here is your 7-day action plan. Step 1, build a skill-based resume. Even if you're fresh out of school, highlight your school achievements, any leadership roles, and your digital fluency. Step 2, develop side projects. Create a personal portfolio, start a blog, or put together a GitHub repo. You've got to show them what you can do, not just tell them. And step 3, maintain your daily application volume. Look, internship hunting is completely a numbers game. You have to apply consistently and strategically every single day. And that brings us to Section 4, Summary and Conclusion. Let's bring it all together into a cohesive blueprint for your transition. So, we've successfully walked through our integrated selection framework today. You now know exactly how to verify a college's baseline quality using NAAC accreditation. You know to look past the marketing and scrutinize those NIRF outcomes using the DCS sheets. You understand the big structural shift to the 2025 NAAC binary system and MBGL levels. And most importantly, you are fully empowered with a 7-day action plan to kickstart your early employability using Internshala. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Is your university selection just going to be a destination where you passively spend 4 years? Or will it be the launch pad for a highly proactive career? Remember, your future depends on continuous skill building, real verified experience, and strategic adaptation, not just whatever institutional brand name happens to be printed on your degree. Finally, here are the references we cited throughout today's explainer, sourced directly from the latest ranking data, educational analyses, and institutional reports. Thank you so much for joining me on Bodhi Unified Flow. Take control of your data, verify your choices, and go build that amazing career. I'll see you in the next explainer.